What's up, you guys? Today's video is gonna be a little bit different. Today pretty much I'm gonna be breaking down the cost of a brand new BMW S1000RR and kind of what comes with purchasing this bike brand new, and pretty much trying to show you guys if it would be worth it for you or not. So for the last 2 months or more, BMW Financial has had a kind of like deal going on to where if you do 12 to 36 months, you could get a 2.9% interest rate. If you do pretty much 36 to 60 months, you can get a 3.9% interest rate. So I had the chance to go and do the 60 month. The bike was, let me look at the paper. The bike was like 26.2 out the door. Let me see. So the bike was 26.3 out the door. So with the bike at 26.3 out the door, pretty much like $100 down. The bike is like $480 a month. Now that's for obviously for 60 months. So the interest on the bike is give or take like $2,500 plus we're in New York State, so the New York State sales tax was another $2,500. So at the end of it, after everything between the interest and the sales tax and everything, with let's say $100 down, it's like $480 a month. So pretty much let's just say $500 a month. Every $1,000 you put is $30 off a month. So things you guys really need to look into if you are willing and want to purchase this bike is insurance. If you are under 30 years old, your insurance is more than likely going to be anywhere from $3,500 to $5,000 a year. Divide that by 12 months, you're looking at anywhere from minimal $200 to $300 to $400 a month in insurance. Now I'm not sure why. It's just like that for the BMWs. So that's one thing I would really look into and debate and try to get quotes from everywhere before you do anything with purchasing one of these bikes. Now, one thing you guys need to know is that, one, this bike does not go over 9,000 RPMs prior to getting that limiter removed at your 600 mile break-in. That's number one. Number two, this bike from factory has throttle issues for anything at top of 5th, 6th gear. So typically, once you get this bike done with being serviced for the break-in and get the limiter removed and everything, typically it's highly recommended you get the Brent tune. Now it's anywhere from $850 to $1,200, $1,300. It depends on what stage you get, depends on if you get the filter with it, etc. It all depends on what you do. So typically you should really count that in within the first couple months of owning this bike. Really, first month you have to pay the $250 for the service, give or take, with sales tax added in. You have to get the tune. So you gotta count that as another, let's say $1,000. So right there is $1,250, and that's just pretty much what you should include with getting the bike, because within the first couple months, you're pretty much gonna need both of those to get the bike to really get to a nice drivability. One thing I have to worry about, maybe you guys too, is that the closest BMW dealer that we have is either in Troy, New York, or it's PA. That's the closest two dealers. So for me, that was an issue, because it's either I have to bring this bike back for service or any issues or etc., whatever, or I have to pay them to come pick it up, which is probably $200 one way. So round trip about $400 plus the servicing plus everything else. So that's another factor. That's another factor you guys have to look into with purchasing this vehicle. You guys got to understand, if you get this bike with a high interest rate, or if you get this bike with a low interest rate and you get high insurance, and then you get a bike with a high interest rate and low insurance, they're gonna be equivalent, because if you're spending $300 a month on this bike That's literally what you would be paying for a Ducati or a RSV4 or a R1 at a anywhere from 8 to 12% interest rate. And it kind of depends on what you want and what you guys are willing to sacrifice to get the bike you want. Now, mind you, there's a lot of great things that comes with this bike. With my personal opinion, this is like number 2, number 3, the best bike you can get on the market. So, technology, durability, the riding, the power, the comfort. It all depends on who you are, how you ride, what you want it for. Everybody's different, guys. So like I said, there's pros and cons on what you want to get. If you guys are looking to go get a new bike and you are interested in the S1000, like I said, look for insurance. That's the first thing you want to do. Go get a VIN from any one of these BMWs, 2023, 2024. Run that VIN on insurance. See how much it's going to cost you. Do your research between different brokers, different insurance companies. Do whatever you got to do to really get a good estimate. Number 2, make sure you can financially afford this bike, because some people don't understand, like, this is a $400 to $500 a month bike, guys. That's a car payment. So depending on your interest rate, depending on how much money you put down, like, that's a hefty monthly payment. Now, mind you, if you guys want to sit here and go put $5,000 to $10,000 down on a bike, be my guest, you'll have low payments, whatever the case may be. Me personally, I sat here and I took full advantage of the lowest interest rate, and I just financed the whole thing, because I'm paying $2,500 in interest over the course of 5 years. Guys, you really cannot beat that. So, that's me personally. So that's one thing I would look into before getting this bike. Mind you, those are like the 2 biggest things I would say financially, guys, is just make sure you can afford this bike, because it is not cheap to own one of these bikes. Being that also you need the brand tune, being the servicing. Like, if you guys are looking at a Ducati, the servicing is even higher, the market is even higher, the parts are even higher. So, you know, it all depends on what you want. Mind you, it would have been better for me to get a Ducati, being that I have a dealer literally 80 miles away, versus 250 and 400 or about 300 miles, whatever the case may be. In my mind, it was worth it for me to get this bike because of the APR, because I mean, you really can't get better than any one of those 3-4 bikes. Personally, me, I've owned a 2021 R1, 2017 R6, 2017 Gixxer 600, 2006 CBR 600. I've ridden on ample amount of bikes, and just so far, how this bike feels is far superior from others. The technology, like, bro, the heated grips, amazing. Like, for a chilly day. The cruise control is awesome. Being able to just ride, sit here. That doesn't mean be on your phone. That doesn't mean do anything like that. But to be able to sit here and not have to, like, when you're uncomfortable, to be able to just lean back, relax a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Your throttle hand starts cramping a little bit. It's nice. It's beneficial in certain ways. So really, guys, what I'm making this video for is to show you, like, financially and really what's going to be best for y'all. Like, if you really don't care about the technology, about things like that, man, go look at a Gixxer 1000. Go look at a R1. Like, bro, R1s are great bikes. It's just, it's all about preference. Like, these are probably one of the top 5 fastest bikes out right now. Like, with the K67 and the upgraded head and everything, like, you really can't lose. Now, mind you, if you guys are looking at the M package or the M1000, all these things change. Like, you get more things. Is it worth the bang for your buck? Personally, another thing you guys gotta really do your research on is the problematic parts on these bikes. There's some bikes that have no issues, and then there's been a lot of issues with these bikes. as far as suspension, as far as motor, as far as technology, as far as so many things that could possibly go wrong. Like the newer ones, they do have issues, guys. So I highly prefer you guys just do your research and see like the pros and cons of owning this bike, because there are cons. And I will be going over everything in the next video of all the cons, why I love the bike, what I don't like about the bike. And yeah, guys, the parts still have not come in. They postponed and delayed all the delivery on those. So within a couple of days, we'll be doing the headers and everything else. I will be doing a before and after, obviously, on the exhaust and all that. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna be just changing the windscreen real quick. You guys know that, simple, couple bolts, take it out, replace it, screw it back in. And the parts are coming in soon. They delayed the shipment, so it should be within the next couple of days that the headers and everything else comes in, and then we'll be doing an install video for that as well. But yeah, guys, that's the kind of the pros and the cons financially about this bike. If you guys have any questions, please be sure to comment. Please like, subscribe, share, and yeah, guys, hit me if you got any questions. I can answer any questions of like what I went through, or you know, what I think on certain aspects, and I'll definitely reach out to you guys, and you know, I could help and figure that out, whatever the case may be. But it was just too good of a deal, guys. Like, you really can't lose right now in 2024 with a 4% interest rate. Like, guys, with the way interest rates are, it's unbeatable. So huge shout out to Kissel Motorsports. You know, everybody over there really looked out. They're great people, very nice, very cooperative, and they all know their stuff. If you got any questions or anything from them, their phone number and link will be down below. Really appreciate you guys watching. Catch you on the next one. LSM out.